So what if the key to your next big career move isn't actually out there in the job market? What if it's right here, inside you? In this explainer, we're going to dive into a really powerful idea that could completely reframe how you look at opportunity. So let me just ask you this, straight up. Do you see your career as a series of jobs that you have to find? Or is it an opportunity that you can actually create? Seriously, how you answer that question is at the very heart of a mindset shift that can change your entire professional life. You know the story, right? It's so common. You're ambitious, you're talented, but you just feel like you've hit a ceiling. Maybe you're firing off resumes into a black hole, or you keep getting passed over for that big promotion. And a lot of the time, you might notice there's some friction in your personal relationships too. But what if those career frustrations and those personal issues aren't actually separate problems at all? What if they're just two sides of the very same coin? The way you show up in one part of your life is probably, almost definitely impacting the other, and that's the big idea we're going to unpack. All right, so let's get into the first big piece of this puzzle, the foundational shift. This is all about moving from being a passive seeker to becoming an active creator of value. You know the old way of thinking? It's all about what we can get. We scroll through job listings and we're thinking, okay, what's the salary? What are the benefits? What's in it for me? We're basically just waiting around for someone else to see how great we are and give us a shot. But this new way of thinking, it flips that whole script upside down. It asks a much, much more powerful question. What unique value can I create here? This isn't about trying to cram yourself into a pre-made job description. It's about finding a need and then building a solution around it, a solution that maybe only you can provide. And just look at the difference here. It's night and day, right? On the left, you've got the seeker who's passive, applying, waiting by the phone, focused on what they are going to get. But the creator on the right, they're in the driver's seat. They're not just being interviewed, they are interviewing the company, digging around to find the real challenges. Their goal is to create value, and that in turn creates their own opportunity. It's a total game changer. So, how do you actually put this into practice? I mean, it sounds good, but what do you do? Well, that brings us to what we're calling the outer game. This is your practical toolkit for creating value. This creator mindset isn't just a philosophy. It comes with a very real set of actions. So the cornerstone of this whole outer game is the stakeholder interview process. And notice, this is not a job interview. Think of it more like a discovery mission. You figure out who the key people are. You get a conversation on the books, and then you just listen. You listen deeply to understand their world and their real pain points. Then you connect those dots to your unique skills. The end goal isn't to ask for a job. It's to propose a solution. And when you do that, you often create a role that didn't even exist a week ago. Now, the secret weapon that makes this entire process work is something called level 4 listening. This is so much more than just nodding your head and waiting for your turn to talk. It's about deep empathy. It's where you literally suspend your own agenda. You're not thinking about your reply, you are 100% focused on understanding their world, trying to hear the problems they might not even be saying out loud.
And that's really the whole point. This entire process reframes what you're trying to do. You stop hunting for a job title and you start searching for a problem that you feel uniquely skilled and, just as important, deeply passionate about solving. When you find that perfect alignment, the job just becomes a natural result. It's the outcome, not the goal.
But here's the twist. All of these external strategies, the interviews, the deep listening, honestly, they only work if they're powered by something deeper. And this brings us to what we call the inner game, which is the real engine behind all of this growth. This right here is the heart of it all. True, lasting transformation isn't just about learning new tactics. It's about fundamentally changing how you see things. It means you have to challenge the stories you tell yourself about your own limits and change the lens through which you see other people. And here's why that's so important. How you show up anywhere is how you show up everywhere. If you struggle with insecurity in your personal life, that's going to show up as a lack of confidence at work. If you've got a pattern of needing to be right all the time at home, well, that's probably going to cause some friction with your teammates. You just can't separate the two. So what does this inner work actually look like? It's not some abstract woo-woo concept. It's about identifying your emotional triggers. What sets you off? It's about letting go of that need to win every single argument. It's the really hard work of healing old family patterns, of learning how to be vulnerable with the people you care about, and maybe most importantly, focusing on the one thing you can actually control, yourself. Okay, so let's bring this all home. This is not about choosing between inner work or outer strategy. Real, profound transformation
only happens when you weave them together into one single powerful path forward.
And here's the blueprint. This is how it all fits together. Think of the inner game as your why. It's the foundation, the engine. And on the other side, the outer game is the how. It's the actions you take. And you can see how they're connected, right? Cultivating self-awareness makes you way better at those stakeholder interviews. Mastering your emotional triggers is what allows you to do level 4 listening. Each side of this table fuels the other. One just doesn't work without the other one.
So I'll leave you with this one question to really think about. What is the one conversation, whether it's professional or personal, that you are avoiding right now? Because according to this whole philosophy, that conversation you're dreading, it just might hold the key to unlocking your next and your greatest opportunity.